Hello everyone. I hope all of you are at home due to the coronavirus outbreak. And of course, the corona has affected the entire society, and the teachers also are at home, and our students are also at home. And our teaching and learning has been shifted to online. When it's shifted online, there are many mediums we use for online teaching and learning. And Zoom is one application that is widely used nowadays for online classes. But at the same time, one of the puzzling questions for the teachers is to how to interact with the students properly. Today in this video, I would like to introduce you how to use Google Classroom for teachers. So to go to the Google Classroom, you can simply search Google Classroom online in Google. Then you can find the link here, Google Classroom. Once you click on the link, it will be redirected to the Google Classroom. You can find the classes I have already created, because as I have already had an account in Google Classroom, when I open, these accounts will be opened. But I will show you how to create a new Google Classroom account. And before creating a Google Classroom account, first of all, you have wanted a Google account. That means either a Gmail or any other Google account you require. If you have a Gmail account, just log into your Gmail account and keep it logged in there. Then once you click on the Google Classroom, the page will be open like this. And here on the right corner, here you can see a plus symbol. Once you click on that, there are two options. One is to join a class or to create a class. See, once you join a class, we can find ask your teacher to join the class code, then enter here. So this is for the students. I'll come to it later. First of all, let's see the teachers part, how to create a Google Classroom. See, let's click on the create class, or using Google Classroom at a school with students. So there is a question. So there are a few instructions, and you can just read it and just understand the conditions, then continue. So once a page is opened here, so you can see how I create a Google Classroom here. For example, I create a dummy class here, and section, for example, section A, and subject. And if you create one, you can create it particularly for one subject, or you can create it for the entire class. You can join, you can ask the other teachers to join the class. That is also possible. That's how I have created my class. So subject, and for example, if I'm an English teacher, I want to specifically create an Google Classroom for English, then I will create a class like this, English. And room, for example, sample like 1. So I create. Now you can see our class is created, and I have given the class title a dummy class, and you can give it your class name and the section, and there is a class code. So in the beginning I showed you when the students try to join the class, a code will be asked, and this is the code here, students to join. And before that, I will show you how to add students in Google Classroom, and students as well as teachers. And see, there are 4 tabs you can find here. One is stream, classwork, people, and grades. So if you come to the first one, here you can find share something with your class. So this stream option is purely for communicating with your class here. And for example, if you want to create anything, or if you would say, suppose communicate any message, if you want to share any file or video or audio with your students, you can use it. And for example, so I'm planning to upload a video for my students, and here you can find here add options here. Once I click on this, there are many options coming in. Either you can select something from Google Drive, or you can post the link of a video, or if you have a file kept in your computer, suppose from here you can access it. Suppose if you can access from your computer, and I'll write. Suppose I want to add this file, right? Upload, right? Now this file has come here. So once I post it, now the students can access this, right? Okay, So I have posted it. Now the students can access it. And here is another option called people. And this is an area where we are supposed to add teachers as well as students. See, as I have already joined this, and you can find my name there. And if you want to add another teachers, you can just invite teachers. You can just enter their email IDs. And see, I'm adding one teacher here. So I have sent the request. Once the teacher accepts that, and it will be seen in this black color. Now the teacher has not been added. Once the teacher sees the request, she will get the request in her mail ID, so that there will be an option to join. Once you click, sometimes it may ask for the code, and if the code is not shared, you can ask the person who has created it. For example, I know the code, and already I showed you how to find out the code, and you can share it with that teacher so that they can join. In the same way, you can add your students also here. I'm adding one student here. Okay, so I'm inviting a student. See, so I have invited a student, so the student also will get a notification there. So this is how we add participants to the Google Classroom. That means for all the students and all the teachers belong to that section can be added to Google Classroom. The third one is classwork. In classwork, we have this is an area we mainly use for some assignment submission. We know that in online classes, the big headache of teachers is how to evaluate assignments and how to conduct tests, how to conduct any other or notebook correction or so and so problems. So, and this area is this tab is a solution for all that. For example, if you want to assign a work to your class, you can just click on create. So in create, you have many options here. You can find assignment, quiz assignment, question, material, and reuse post. And I'll show you one thing. For example, assignment. Suppose if you want to assign something to your class. So this is how it is created. And from here, you can even upload some questions from Google Drive, or you can add the link of any web page, or you can add a file you are already saved, maybe a Word file or an Excel sheet, whatever you kept there, or you can add a video, or based on the video you can give some assignments, or you can go to create again. Right, once you create here, there you have docs, Google Docs, slides, sheets, drawings, and a form. Create a form, Google Forms. See, suppose if I want to conduct a small test for my children, say untitled. So for example, I want to conduct a class test, and I call it as a class test 1. For title, you give whatever you like, and here in this category you can just add there are many options in the Google form. Here you can find a multiple choice question, paragraph, short answer, and whatever fields upload. So for example, if I want to give a short answer question, and the short answer I selected, then I can type the question here, and we can say, and the students will answer it here. So in the same way, once I create one sheet, my question number 1 I have created here, for example, and again, if I wanted to add a second question, I can add it here. See, suppose the second question I want to add as a multiple choice question, I can add the question here, option 1, and if there is a second option, I can add another. So like that, I can add again options and give the answers. So this is how. And how it can be evaluated. For example, once I create a Google form like this, and the students will be answering, and once I complete this, I can send it. Right, I can send it, and here you can find to whom you have to send, subject, and all the details are here, and you can just send it to your class. Right, so I'm sending it to my students here. Send. Right. Okay, so once a student does it, and its responses will be appeared here. So I can check, and I'll show you in my another class where I have already created these kinds of things. See, and for example, see, here I have already created the Google Classroom, and these are the communications we the teachers had with the students. See, I had already uploaded a video and some notes for my students, and that is a PDF file, and some vocabulary items I already shared with my students, and you can find the students reply over here. And here are the teachers already there in the group, and some teachers are yet to be joined. And see the students joined here. These are the students joined in my classroom. Again, in stream classwork, I'll show you the classwork I assigned to my students. And this is actually one class test I conducted using Google Classroom. See, I created the Google Class test. See, I created a new assignment. It will come like a new assignment. So one thing, once we assign, we can see that who are the people already submitted and who are the people not submitted. Here is my question. Right, this is a question paper I created. Okay, so this is how we create assignment in Google Classroom. You can create it with the Google form or with the docs or a PPT, whatever you like. Again, on the right side, you can find if you want to assign it for all students, you can, or else your particular section, you can do that. Again, the weightage or marks you can give here, or you can even edit it. Suppose if you want only as a class test for 10 marks, you can give it as 10 marks. And you can add the due date here. So when you want your assignment to be submitted, you can give, and even the time also you can give like this. For example, at 12 o'clock, I need to get my assignment, right? And if you want to attach a rubrics for your assignment, so the evaluation criteria, that also can be given, and then assign to the class. So once you assign it, students will see it like this: workbook completion and assignment has been generated. I already asked them to submit, and the worksheet, and this maths worksheet, and sir has already asked them to submit the maths worksheet, and it's also found here. And English class test I already told you. And this is another area where we can see I asked them to submit their notebook for correction. So I asked them to compress all the files, take a snapshot of their notes, and attach it in a zip folder. See, I can find three people submitted the notes here, and see, and the attachments and how many attachments they have, and this is also written here. And if they submitted late, that can be, we can see that one also. And so I can open this one. For example, for evaluation, I can just open it. So make sure that the students upload it with in a readable quality, so that we can just read it clearly and just correct it here itself. See, and suppose if I have found some errors here, I can just highlight that area and give the comment here. Okay, for example, spelling error. Suppose if there is an error, I can just add it. Once I add it, it will come here. So I don't click it here because it's still unchecked. Okay, so that's possibility is there. And once you complete that one, once you complete your assignment or evaluation, you can add your grade here. See, I have just added out of 5. So for example, I can add out of 5, I give 4 marks, right? And if you have any private comments, for example, you need to improve your writing, and you need to check your spelling errors once again, or whatever, you can do that. And after that, you can return the assignment to the student. Find the student has not added the date here, so I made a comment, add date. So I highlighted it with this and add the date. And see, so these are the right. I just corrected it or close, and I corrected it like this. See, these are my comments, and the same thing you can apply for examination also. For example, if a student writes an examination and submit the paper like this, they can correct the papers. Instead of along with the comments, you can just add marks here and add the marks here, and you can total the marks here. And for example, for all the pages, and you take all, for example, 10 answer sheets are there, you just give the marks, and total marks you can add it here. Out of, for example, if it is out of 25, you can add it here and it. Again, After the evaluation, you need to return it. So notebook submission was the first assignment again. So its marks are here, and I evaluated 1, 2, 3 are there, and then you will get the, once it is completely done, you will get the class average also. So then maths sir has submitted, English, right, whatever is pending, that can be around, you will get a final grade also. So these are some of the features of Google Classroom, and I'm sure that it is a wonderful thing that teachers can use for interactive teaching, and especially when you have plans to implement Flip to Classroom Android, and Google Classroom is a very good suggestion. So thank you for watching the video, and if you have any doubts, you can just drop your message in the comment box.